This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. It's early in the morning. I've been up for a while. It seems my dogs are on a schedule. I used to wake them up at around 5 o'clock so I can go to work. They don't change. So they wake me up every morning around 5 o'clock. Exactly, almost exactly. Give or take 10 minutes. Sometimes 4:50, sometimes 5:10, but it's around that time. I'm like, man. But I get up because they're on the schedule, and they were on that schedule for a long time. So I guess I have to accommodate them. It's not easy though. It is not easy. So just a second. I'm going to get this started. I'm in my seed starting area. Good morning, Broke Farmer. You're an early bird also, huh? Let me find myself on this computer so I can see the chat. So I'm in my seed starting area, which is what used to be my office when I was working. I was going to move this thing upstairs to a room like far, far away, the farthest point in the house. And I can't, because then I won't tend to it. Out of sight, for me, out of sight, out of mind. And for seedlings, you got to watch these jokers, because if you forget to water, they'll end up like that. Ah! Made a mess. Just a second. I got water all over the place. I'm glad I didn't get in my coffee, because then I'd have really been mad at myself. But oh well. Can't win them all. Initially this morning, I wasn't gonna get on. But then it's raining here and it's cold. We have a cold front coming in. I had to pull some things in. I had my mung bean seedlings outside, and it went to about 32 one night. And man, I don't know if some of them are going to make it. It's so discouraging when you put stuff outside, because 2-3 days ago it was 80 degrees, above 80. So I put them outside thinking, hey, they'll be all right. And then you go to sleep one night and it's like 55 degrees when you fall asleep. And sometime during the night it dropped like 20, no, more than 20 degrees. And man, anyway, I might have to start the mung beans over. But that's okay. Hello, D Nice. Hello. Oh, I gotta say your name. A dream. Andream. I hope I'm saying it right. 59. Hello, Grown What I Eat. So first of all, I want to say thank you to D&D Gardening. She sent me this. I have a P.O. box here. I'll put it in my description. But she said, I think she wants some seeds. Yeah. I think she wants some, what was it? Moringa seeds. And she sent me this. So I appreciate her, because I need it. And just like I dropped water all over the place. And this is a production mat. Actually, I'll open it so y'all can see it. I have one, but it's like, I gotta clean it. Is there a way to open this thing? Here it is. I just got it because I thought it was something that I ordered. So I go to the post office, right? And I checked my box. And I was like, it was, I didn't expect this. This is like a surprise, a welcome surprise. So this is something I need. I really appreciate her. So you take this mat, and this saves you from making a mess. Oh, and this is a bigger one than the one I have. Oh my goodness. So you clip the ends, right? It's like origami. Mine are way smaller than this. This is way better than what I ordered. Well, I needed this one, actually. That's what I'm going to say. I needed this one because mine are too small. She must have watched my channel and said, this girl is making a mess all over the place. I'm going to help her out. I know what she needs. I love when people give me things that I like and things that I need. Look at this. This is a big one. Look at that. Oh, thank you so much. And her first name, I'm not going to say her full name, is Deidre. She sent me this. This is so nice. I'm tickled pink. I really do appreciate this. I really do, because I bought mine and I was kicking myself in the, kicking myself saying, man, you should have ordered a bigger one. And then I never ordered another one. I was like, well, just going to, deal with the one that I bought. But man, I needed this thing. I'm tired of wiping down that kitchen, that dining room table. Y'all know the table that I plant on. I'm trying to slowly move things over here. Problem is, you can see this room from the front door, and I don't want it to be, a mess when people walk in. My family members, they're like, they don't understand. They're like, why are you planting all this stuff? What's wrong with you? Well, no, they understand now, because I actually, my mother said, can you send me some seeds? I'll take them. So she's going to plant a garden. And then my cousin, they're in New York, so their planting season is way, way out there. They can't plant till I wouldn't plant anything till May. Who's there? You grow girl, how you doing? So when they were saying that they wanted to plant, I was like, this is a change, man. I went to the grocery store, and if it could be, the prices could be this high in Texas, I could only imagine. Well, I already know how much it is in New York, because I got to do Instacart for my mother. I'm like, oh my God, it's ripping my pockets out she was like, I'll give you the money back. I can't do that. I can't take no money from her. But man, when I order on Instacart, it's like way less stuff than I used to be able to order. And I've been doing Instacart since the oh no. Am I back, guys? Am I back? Let me see. This thing stopped here. Okay, I thought I froze on this computer, so I don't know if I froze for you guys. That's what I was doing. I went to another internet access point, so hopefully that makes it better. Sorry about that. So my mom, when I ordered stuff from my mom, I realized how little we're getting now, and how the prices it's probably double what I paid about 4 years ago. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Happy Saturday, Pat. How you doing, Passionately Intrigued Arts and More? Hi. Let's see. You did freeze for a few, yeah. I had to go out. I think I'm going to switch my internet provider, because I shouldn't be having these problems with the prices I'm paying. That's all I'm going to say. H2O Savior, how you doing? So today's video is about seedlings, and it's all type of seedlings. I have trees growing in here. Here's a what is this? Pomegranate. I planted this from I bought some fruit. I ain't beyond buying a piece of fruit and planting it. The thing is, everybody wonders when they should start seeds. And some people say, don't start them too early, but I beg to differ. I'm not saying if you're in New York to start them in January, because that's certainly not going to work, because they probably can't plant until about May, which is why I send them seeds, which is way in advance. And even though my cousin, she says, well, I don't know where we plant it, because in New York, the properties are, they own houses, but shoot. It's like my mom's backyard is maybe a little bit bigger than my chicken coop. But even with that, when I was a kid, it looked like 2 acres to me, because I didn't know any better. I was born and raised in New York. So I was like, compared to some of my friends who lived in apartments, I was like, well, this is wonderful. I have plenty of space. So my mom is gonna pull up pavers because she paved the entire backyard with those little square pavers. She's gonna pull up pavers and plant in between the pavers. And my cousin, she's gonna have to plant on her fence line because they have a garage. And I mean, they have a garage and they have a gazebo that they have on the other side. They don't have a lot, but they can plant on the fence line. So I sent her some beans, some vining, some cucumbers. Only thing is, man, my cousin, I have a cousin Daryl. He's he's a security guard in New York. He's a big dude. And I can see Daryl catching somebody picking his cucumbers. He's not the type. If he catches anybody taking anything from them, it's not gonna be a good day for them. But I ain't getting into that. So I sent them a lot of cucumbers. Sent them some string beans, the vining type. They can go on their fence because they have those wire fences, it's not well wire, but you know, the metal fences. That's the kind of fence they have on the side of their house. So they should be able to do that. And you don't, I mean, all you have to do is find a little crack. I mean, a little crack between the space where the gate is. Put the seed there on the fence line, and the vine will do the rest. It's not going to be hard for them, because they were like, where are we going to put it? And I was like, oh, I have an idea of where you can put it. I'm going to give you stuff that you can grow even in the crack of the cement. A vining plant will grow, as I've done it with my grandma. Let me see. Let's see what's going on in the chat. H2O Savior, Soul Patrol 43, how you doing? Passionately intrigued, okay. Official Jamia, good morning. How are you doing? Yeah. So, I mean, I see a lot of people saying, oh, I can't do that. And I have one of my girlfriends, she lives in an apartment. Nice apartment building. I mean, everything is there. They have a gym, they have barbecue areas, they got a swimming pool. It's like living at a resort. What she doesn't have is a balcony. I told her to get some grow lights, and I'll give her some of my tree collards. I got 1 million of them over here. So next time I go to Dallas area, I'll bring her about 3 of them, just for attrition's sake. My friend is real particular, though. She doesn't like a lot of clutter, or she likes space. She's a minimalist. So I got to be careful what I give her, because then she'll get overwhelmed. She'll be like, oh my God, it's too much. So if I give her 1 or 2 tree collards, which I think are pretty plants, she should be all right. You know, I'm thinking about it, and I have soursop growing in the house, and it has never been outside. There's 3 of them, and they're doing just fine. So soursop, I haven't gotten any fruit, but you can use the leaves as tea. So, I mean, for a person to say I cannot grow because I don't have the space is not a good reason. Not a good reason in my eyes. If you really want to grow something, all you need is a window. You don't even need a window. You can do hydroponics. You can get some grow lights and grow in ground. Look, see that? These are shop lights. Some people, there were people who were saying that you had to have a particular light in order to grow stuff. Not true. Not true. All you need to do is go and get some grow lights. Now, I can't get to the ones that I used, but I hope I'm not frozen again. This thing is giving me the business today. Let me see here. That I used, but I forget what lumens you have to get, but you can grow your seedlings or your tree or your plants, for that matter, indoors with a simple stand, right? I found these on Amazon. They were on sale, so I bought a whole bunch of them. And I mean, I don't like getting wet. They're all wet. They have wet feet. This is like a LSU gold, right? See that? And I mean, you don't have to you don't have to spend a bunch of money. I think I spent maybe I found this on sale. I think it was like $40, and then the lights were maybe 30 for more than one. I think I got 3 in a pack last time. So you all you have to do is check the lumens and check the, how bright it's going to be, because plants they don't need a lot. Some people think it's make it harder than it has to be. And those horticulture or whatever grow lights that they sell to people who are gardeners are exactly the same as a shop light in my eyes. There were some people who were like, I don't know how she's doing it. How is she growing it with shop lights? Well, I watched a guy, another YouTuber, I forget his name because I don't watch him often. And he was like, grow lights are a scam. I think that was the name of the video. After I watched him, I wrote my notes down of what I needed to look for. And then I looked on a couple of sites, or I didn't go to the big box store because they're limited. I think online I get more access. I found these shop lights, and they were super inexpensive. It doesn't take that much. So, and they came with the chain and everything. I didn't have to do it. Now, I'm not going to say that everything is doing well. These look like this because I didn't water it. But the rest of them are doing very well. Let me turn this around. So, all right. Here we go. This, I got to unplug this. And I need to see where. I keep on touching the screen. I got to get a touch screen computer because this thing is definitely not working. Can you all see? All right. Hello, Miss Shirley OG Gardner. So this is a lime tree from the backyard. This is a lime tree seed from the backyard. I just throw them in the pot with the soursop and they come up. So I have a couple of them around here. Here's one, and you could tell I reused my pot. This is a Chicago hardy fig that's in the ground, right? So there they are. This is tissue culture, LSU Gold, and then this is a Chicago. These are 3 Chicago hardy figs. The reason why I buy these is, first of all, figs grow super fast, in my opinion, compared to other trees. And tissue culture with figs, you see they're still alive, right? They don't cost very much. And I got 3 of them for the price of, well, less than the price of 1 in the big box store. This is basil that I planted from seeds. Now I'm starting to separate it out because this is how I plant them. Yeah, tissue culture. I heard about that from Broke Farmer, and I looked it up, and then I was like, what? When I saw the price, I think 3 of these LSU Gold, which I cannot find here in Texas or in the Austin area, was about $20, $22, $25 for 3 of them. Now, there are some that just sell 2, but you just keep looking. And it was on Amazon. Chicago hardy figs, same thing. Same thing. And it's just, you're going to get a little itty bitty plant, and it's going to be in, let me see if I can find a plug. It's going to be in something smaller than this. And as soon as you get them out of that, first of all, soak the plug to make sure that it's wet. None of them, I think, did any of them pass away? I think it wasn't figs. Something passed away, but I contacted them through Amazon, and they sent me more. They sent me 3 more. And it wasn't that. I think it was a kiwi. So, I mean, they have more than figs, but figs do not go away easy, and you can grow them. So I planted basil. So what is tissue culture? Tissue culture, they grow like in a little tissue plug, and you get I don't have one here. They grow in a little plug, and you just take the tissue from the little plug and you plant it. It's like a little seedling. It's like I don't have anything small enough. It's very small when you get these. Very small. I think I may have a video on it. I'll link it in the chat if I can find it. I have a lot of videos. But they start off smaller, about this side, if not smaller. See that? in the grand scheme of things. It's very small, but they grow quick. This one I had first, and I just got these about 3 weeks ago. I forgot I ordered them, actually. They just came in, and I was like, what is that? Yeah, so if you look on Amazon and you look up tissue culture, they're just going to be little tiny plants, right? About maybe 2 inches or 2 inches or more. And they're going to grow. Definitely. I need to give these some fertilizer because they're not green enough. See that? That's a light green. That's not a good idea. That's not good. They should be this color. See that? Those are the ones I just got. And I soak them and then I put them in these little pots. These are small. I think these pots are maybe 3 inches high. I put them in these little pots. You can't keep them in there long because trees have, trees need room to grow. So I'm not going to keep these. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to transplant these. Good morning, Lynette Gaskins. How you doing? I hope I didn't miss anyone. I'm sorry. So this is basil. Basil, I grow basil because basil protects your plants. It's just my opinion. You don't have to listen to me. I always say that, right? But basil, bugs don't like basil from what I could tell. Now, dill is just the opposite. Dill will attract bugs. So if you plant dill, plant it away from everything because the bugs, the caterpillars will be on the dill. But basil, they ain't gonna come near it. And basil smells so good. You brush it, you brush close to it, and it gives off the smell of basil. It smells so pretty. The only thing with basil is that it gets super big. So be careful with that. You got to give this joker room. If you put it in your yard or you put it next to something else, it'll definitely shade something out. They get huge. I say my basil got about 2 feet high and about 1.5, 2 feet wide. Adrian 59. Oh, I already said hi to you. Good morning. So back here are onions, right? They're popping through. And let me take this little log off of here. The thing with onions, right? If you get onion seeds, you plant those jokers as soon as you get the seed or you're not going to get any onions. I don't know what it is with onion seeds, and it doesn't matter where you get it from. If you don't plant them as soon as you get them fresh, like that year or that month, they don't germinate. That's just my opinion, though. I could be wrong. It only happened to me 100 times. This is tomatillos. Tomatillos here they're just, if you don't know what tomatillos, they're like ground cherries except bigger, but they're in the tomato family. They taste sort of like tomatoes, and we cook it with stew to thicken the stew, and they're green and they're in a casing like ground cherries. So these are tomatillos. This is not ground cherries. Why I got that on my mind? This is cherry tomatoes. The reason why I plant cherry tomatoes is because they are indeterminate, which means once it gets super hot here in Texas, right, they will stop producing. But when it cools down, gardening is great. How you doing? I have planted dwarf basil. Oh man, I love basil. I just love basil. Oh, passionately intrigued, Archie, you like tomatillos? They are a Mexican tomato. And when I first started using these, I didn't know what they were. So I was at HEB, which is our supermarket, and there was this, I'm going to say it, she was probably from Mexico, right? Because she could barely understand what I was saying. And I had to ask her, I said, how do you use this? And she's the one who told me, you put it in your stew or you put it in your chopped meat and it acts like a tomato. And I fell in love with them. But right now here in Texas, they're 98 cents a pound. And no. I think their tomatillos are more than tomatoes. So here are not ground cherries. Here are my cherry tomatoes. And you can see there's a whole bunch of them. I got to separate these out. Once I get all of the secondary leaves on these, then I go ahead and transplant them. I have a few of them, I think, that are just now getting their secondary leaves. And by secondary leaves, see this little leaf right here? That is a baby leaf. This is what you want. This is the secondary leaves on your seedlings. Once they get to that stage, then I take them out of this pot and separate them and put them in individual pots like I did with these Roma tomatoes. So let me see what's back here. Marshmallow root. So let me tell you something about soil. If you find a soil that works for you, don't switch it. These marshmallow roots have been struggling since I planted them, and that's because I switched the soil that was working for me for something that was inferior. The soil does affect your plants. This, however, down here is not by soil. This is because I didn't come and water them. These and they're tomatoes, so tomatoes will come back, and these are my Brandywine tomatoes. I don't plant a lot of these because they're determinate from what I remember. So back here, I just bulk planted a whole bunch of stuff, which is where I got these tomatoes right here, out of here. So once they get to this stage, I get them out of here and then I plant them. So let's talk about what worked and what didn't. I know that my poblano peppers are not germinating. Now, it might be because, and I have it marked right there. My poblanos might not be germinating because it's not warm enough, but I don't know. The tomatoes came up. Scotch bonnet, a lot of the peppers didn't come up though, so maybe it is the heat. Peppers need heat, by the way. Scotch bonnet, I got one. Habanero, let me see here. I gotta hold this camera different. Habanero is right there. So a couple of them are coming up. There they are down there. And over here is California Wonder. I see one California Wonder, and then the big ones that are right here are probably tomatoes. Yep, beefsteak. So I think it may be because, I don't know, because first of all, peppers take a long time to come up. So don't give up on them. They take about 2 weeks, maybe more if it's not warm. So don't give up on them. Don't dig them up and toss them in the trash, toss the pot in the trash, say it didn't work. They need heat and they need time. So I'm not going to give up. It seems that, and I see gnats, Jesus Christ. Here we go again. It seems that almost none of my peppers came up. So it's probably the heat. It's probably the heat. I'm not going to give up on them. I was getting ready to say, the poblanos ain't no good, but now I'm seeing a trend. This is a canary melon. I just planted these. If you plant anything in the melon or squash family or a cucumber family, well, cucumbers are part of the nightshades, I believe, so that's different. They come up fast, so don't plant them. Gardening is great. I'm so excited over winter. My bananas and what? I gotta look over here. Gardening is great. I'm excited over winter. My banana and veal peppers, I cut about 10 inches. I green fertilized. I pulled all the leaves, planted it in the dirt. I see little sprouts. Yeah. Okay. All right. I wish you luck because I hope that, I'm going to have to, if I have anything that is not planted in the ground, because we're going to have a freeze, I think, Wednesday here in Texas. This house is going to be a mess because I'm going to pull those jokers in. Whatever can't fit in the greenhouse is going to come into the dining room. That's just the way I roll. Here's the canary melons. I don't care. Here's the canary melons. They come up super quick and they grow quick. So I'm going to have to transplant these soon. This one is cilantro. I cracked the code on cilantro finally. You crack those seeds and they will come up. They need to be upplanted. This back here is sage. As soon as this last freeze comes, I've already started transplanting the sage into different pots. As soon as this last freeze comes, I'm going to move these. And look, they didn't get watered either. See those brown leaves? I was neglecting these plants for a little while. And you can't. I don't want to overwater because that brings gnats, which I apparently already have. But you don't want to underwater where they turn brown. See those brown leaves back there? See that? That's a no-no. That's why this looks like that. I pulled the dead leaves off already. This is eggplant. Eggplant is super easy to grow. I recommend it. You get a lot of eggplant. Eggplant did not disappear from my yard until it froze. Down here are some bell peppers. Now, I planted these a while back. Gardening is great. Let me see what you said. They are on my sun porch near a window. Okay, I keep it in heat and on cold days with my lemon and lime tree. All right, I got you. I understand. I understand. I do the same thing. If they're outside, I drag them in. So here are my Roma tomatoes. Roma tomatoes. I don't know if they're determined or indeterminate. Somebody got to tell me because they seem to be around for a while. But I know beefsteak is, and beefsteak is those two back there. All right. And here's my lonely chive. I don't have any luck with chives. I told you bell peppers take a long time to come up, but once they come up, this is the baby leaves. This is the initial leaves, right? This is not the secondary leaves on a bell pepper. So hold off. Change is coming. Here's another lime tree seedling that I found the other day. So I put that in the pot. And down here, I got to replant this. This is my ginger. I went to the supermarket and I saw some gingers that had some little green sprouts on it. And the difference between determinate and indeterminate. Determinate, you're going to get all of your fruit one time. And that's it. Indeterminate, they flower continuously. So once they start putting out fruit, if it's not too hot, they will continue to grow and to produce fruit. So an indeterminate is cherry tomatoes. I know that one. And I bought some other ones because I had to look for indeterminate. Did I bring any of the packets over here? No. Wait a minute. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So I purposely ordered, what is this? This is an indeterminate tomato. Big beef. I had to look it up because not all tomatoes are indeterminate. Indeterminate continue to put out tomatoes or continue. They may stop, but they'll come back. Determinate, they ain't coming back. That's it. You done. You might as well just pull the plant out, mulch it. So I'm picking up dead leaves as I speak. This is, I want to say persimmon so bad. No, this is a papaya tree that I planted from a papaya seed that I pulled from a papaya that I bought. And there's a whole bunch of them. I had more, but they passed away. This is basil. And I have a tomato plant here. I don't know how these two survived, but somehow they ended up here. By the way, basil, I had basil that lasted about 2 years. So I'm not sure if basil will last the entire time. But tomatoes, peppers, you can overwinter those jokers. They don't, the only reason why peppers pass away, pepper plants, the only reason why they go away is because they freeze and we stop watering them. If you cut them back and bring them in your house, you'll have bell peppers early spring because that plant will keep growing. I have bell pepper plants in the greenhouse that are about 2-3 years old. Good morning, G Mama Grows, Heart in the Garden. I see you. Now I'm going to take you to the special. Guess what this is? Now I did a live on this a couple of days ago, right? I told you all about seed rolls, right? There's a video on it. There's a live on it, and it's not very long. And I got my first ones to sprout. So I'm pulling the bag off. This is just the dome. And there is the first one. That's corn. The reason why I want to do this seed roll is because it takes up less space and I don't have to transplant this. All I used was some cardboard, some soil, and a plastic bag that I used from, you see it says Game Bird, right? And there's my corn. This was not my idea. I got it from a lady named Megan. If you watch the live, I think the live just before this one, you'll see how I did it. And I knew it would work because I saw too many ladies doing it. And they said that this method went viral. So instead of me having to transplant from this, right? From now on, is that mold? That's concerning. I'm going to do this. I am going to do this from now on because I don't have to transplant this. All I do is unroll this joker and put it in the yard. And when I do transplant, it's going to be into the yard. They can grow in here until it's time to go. Pastor Nature, I want to try seed roll. Saw a few videos on it. Yeah, it works. That's one. I don't see my zinnias or my marigolds coming up, but I'm sure they will. I don't know about this plastic bag thing. I don't like the way that looks. So here are the rest of my seedlings. So as they sprout, because I got them in the dark area, right? As they sprout, I move them over here to the lighted area, right? And just because this shelf is not lit doesn't mean that one isn't. So I have a lot of butternut squash, a bunch of squash, and some what do I have? And some watermelon, and even some sugar cane right there. Right? So we'll see. What is this one? Apple red. Apple red. I don't even know what I planted. Okay. Apple red delicious. Okay. Well, I guess that's tomato. I don't know. Bitter melon. Bitter melon. Let me tell you about that plant. Bitter melon is known as Cirrus. We use the leaves, or my family uses the leaves. It's called Cirrus tea. I don't really care about the melon. Well, the melon's good too. It's bitter. So they say keep your blood bitter is one of the sayings. I ain't gonna say the rest of it because it's kind of disgusting. But bitter melon, you boil the leaves and it cleans out your system. Cleans out any little parasites you might have. But y'all need to look that up because that's just what we say. That's not, I'm not a doctor. Bitter melon. And I get that from Rare Seeds. They sell. I think that's where I got that pot. And this one is blackberries. Now, this is something new. I didn't know you could plant blackberries from seeds, so I bought some from Rare Seeds, and we're going to see if that works. What is this? Sugar baby. Yeah, those are tomatoes. I mean, not tomatoes. Those are watermelons. Butternut squash. And this one is squash yellow. Squash green, green zucchini. What is this? Squash. Oh, this is squash season. I didn't know what they were, so I put a question mark on there. Down here, you know what these are, right? These are the ones that have been giving me trouble for years. I want to have a good relationship with them, but we'll see. These are my blueberries. I just purchased these. And I put that soil acidifier in there like a mad woman. So apparently it's working out for me. They have flowers on it now. Look at that. See that? I'm so happy. I think I finally got it. Because I've been struggling with blueberries. I went to Wally World yesterday. Do you know nobody's buying the blueberries? All of the blackberries are gone. All of the raspberries gone. Mainly because of me. I took the raspberries. I need them for my back fence. But blueberries, nobody was buying them because they give people trouble. And that's because I think you have to buy soil acidifier. And most soils are not acidified. You have to buy the acidic mixture or some sulfur and put it in the soil. And then maybe, because I told you, I can't tell you how many blueberries have perished at my hands under my watch. And I could not figure out what I was doing wrong. So I kept on trying. So now I have some blueberries out from last year that I have not up potted. But I think I finally figured it out. But we'll see. We'll see. I just keep on touching them because I can't believe they didn't go away on me. All right, this is Laciano kale. Laciano kale is also known as dinosaur kale. Once you get this joker to grow, if your rabbits like mine, they ain't mine, they're rabbits, they're wild rabbits. They ate up everything. Ate up all my Laciano kale. I only have one left. These are perennials, which means they do not go away. Once you get them in your yard, if something doesn't eat it down to a nub like what happened to me, Can you use coffee grounds in your blueberries? They say you can use coffee grounds, but make sure they're coffee grounds that have already been used. They say don't use they say don't use the ones that were already that are new, that have not been purged. So don't use them full strength. Make sure you make a cup of coffee and then use it. I tried it. It did not work for me last year, but that's what they say. All right. I don't want you to do something I haven't had success with. I'm down on the floor now. Here's my honey nut squash, my cusha. Now, you know I got to do that cusha, right? I think I planted more than one cusha. I hope I did. Then I have my cantaloupe and my sorrel down here. Let's go over here. I got the Indian cucumbers. I have the tooth eggplant. I went to Chef to Farmers. I think it's coming up. It is coming up. I gotta pull them up. I see some little sprouts. I tried the tooth eggplant. That thing works. It numbs whatever it touched. That tooth eggplant. Oh my gosh. I was amazed. I had to call my friends over and tell them, hey, let's go try this. It works. Shoot, I thought about it many a times that I couldn't get to the dentist, and I needed something like that to numb the pain. And it numbed my tongue. And I only took a little itty bitty piece. The girl warned me. So this is cucumber straight 8, and I've just planted these. This is tomatillos again. Apparently, I forgot I planted tomatillos because I did it again. Kiwi, we'll see if that works. I got that from a fruit that I ate, so we'll try that. And then, of course, sorrel again. Apparently, I forgot I planted sorrel one time. Okay, I'm getting up off the floor, guys. All right, let me turn you back around. All right. Set you back up. I'm getting used to this live thing. I didn't make any videos, and it's going to be hard for me to make a video unless it's an up-potting video. And I have to go out to the country to feed my chickens. It's raining and it's cold, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a video today. So that's why I went live today, because I don't like missing out on you know, keeping you guys updated. I'm trying to get to where I am, to me. Okay. So let me get to the chat. The first time ever hearing about seed roll technique, learning something new in the garden, such a blessing. Yeah, I just found out about it maybe a week ago. I was like, gosh. You realize how little you know when you start exploring different venues. You can't. I think I finally figured out how to move this thing back up. So I have 2 blueberries dead out there right now that I got 2 years ago. I tried coffee grounds and even vinegar. They just broke down and drought the acidify. Oh yeah, I had to go and buy the commercial stuff because the other thing didn't work for me. G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden. Who forgot to hit that like button? All right, help support the channel. Yes. Let me see. If I didn't see you, I'm having trouble trying to figure out how to scroll up on this thing, and I don't want to miss anybody. But let me see. Let me see if this works. No. No, that doesn't work. All right, let me see. Did I miss anybody? Miss Shirley. That's my art. Gardening is great. I just use fish fertilizer and water on my plants now. Yeah, but for blueberries, if you plant them, when you get them, if you don't put soil acidifier in there, if you upplant them, because I didn't upplant the ones that I bought in the pot. These were bought in those little tubes where there's just a bunch of mulch. And you have to upplant them. They're basically bare roots. That's what they are, bare roots. If you get those and you plant in compost, and you don't, and compost, what I use was compost, pine chips, pine bark chips, and soil acidifier. And hopefully, I'm not guaranteeing, but they look like they're doing good. So maybe that's the ticket. I've been watching a lot of videos on on blueberries. And it's because it's giving me trouble. And apparently it's giving a lot of people trouble because nobody's buying them at Walmart. It looks like there's one or two missing because a lot of people are like, blueberries are finicky. And from what I heard, one of the videos on YouTube, there was a lady who says, blueberries are not hard. Make the soil acidic and you'll have a blueberry, and you'll have a lot of them. So that's what I did. You know, there are some people who will, it's weird. There are some people who will know something and not tell you. I used to work with people like that. It was like if they knew how to do something, they felt like if you knew it, you would become a threat. And so they don't. But on YouTube, if you find somebody like that, you just go to another channel. You'll find the answer. You'll find the answer. And in order to know that it's the right answer, you just check your sources. What is it? I hate to say Reagan said this. Trust but verify. So if one person is saying it and then you see two other people saying the same thing, it's probably true. The more people saying the same thing, the better the information is. If it's just one person out there saying it, you know, they might be right, you know, but you know, you gotta question that. Anyway, there were several of them were like, make that soil acidic, make it acidic. And they all had that commercial acidifier that I bought. And it's called soil acidifier. That's what I did. So we'll see. Gardening is great. I don't have blueberries. I plan on getting some. Okay. Passionately intrigued, arts and more. Where did you get your soil acidifier from? Is it economical? The soil acidifier, I bought it from Lowe's, Home Depot. They all have it. Or you can buy sulfur. I didn't use the sulfur though. I used soil. It's called soil acidifier. And what? I can't remember the brand. But it's over there where all the fertilizers are, where the fish emulsion on the side rack, or you go on Amazon and get it. I mean, it's everywhere, and that's what it's called. And it helped. I'm afraid to do any other ones though. I was gonna buy something yesterday, but I was like, I'm not gonna press my luck. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen with these two. Passionately intrigued. All right, where do you get the soil acidifier? Just grow it with me. Just grow with me. Everything looks really good. I do use the acidifier blue bag. That's what it is at the big box. At the big box, and berries are doing great. Yep. I hope that it works because they all said it did. And you just did also. Growing what I eat. Just picked some up at the orange store soil acidifier. Yep. The orange, the blue store, or Amazon. Jess grows in time. Hey, family. Passionately intrigued. Heart is just saying hello. Psalms 146, home and garden. I've heard people say before to leave blueberries in the same pot that they came in. If you get ones in a 5-gallon pot, because the soil is already what they need for the season. Yes, but you're going to have to add more, and you can't leave it in the pot because it's going to become root bound. You're going to have to up pot eventually, and when you do, you better put some soil acidifier in there. You ain't gonna have no blueberries. I just watched another channel, and he was putting his in the ground, and he has a seed company. Y'all know him. I might have some of his seeds here. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And he put soil acidifier in his ground, and he said that you have to continue to put the soil acidifier in there once or twice a year because the pH of the soil will either become neutral or it'll become alkaline. And in either one of those, your blueberry is going to be kaput. They're going to be gone. Blueberries have to have acidic soil. I don't know where blueberries come from, but they're finicky, and they will get weak and go away on you just like that. I mean, I've had so many blueberries gone. So many. It's just sad. I just thought I was a bad gardener because I was like, I can't do this. And I kept on trying. Let me see if there's anything else. Broke Farmer. I use soil acidifier on my blueberries too. We're all getting the same consensus. We all have to. I've seen soil acidifier, and then a couple of them said sulfur, which acidifies the soil also. And then there were a couple people said coffee grounds, but coffee grounds, you gotta be real careful with them coffee grounds because you can't use them straight. I'm drinking coffee right now. Can't use them straight, and it didn't work for me, so I'm not promoting that. G Mama grows hard in them more than blueberries. Enjoy soil acidifier. I use diluted liquid soil acidifier on my herbs too. I'm gonna try that. I didn't know that. I'm gonna try that. Miss Shirley OG Gardner, how you doing? She's just saying hello. Psalms 146 home and garden. That's why mine went to the upper room. Mine too. Psalms, you ain't alone. But I'll try again this season now that I know they absolutely need to be acidified. Go to Wally World. They're under $7. So I thought Tractor Supply had a deal because it had 25% off. No. Wally World is cheaper. And nobody's buying the blueberries because everybody's afraid of them. Let's see. Gardening is great. How often do you put soil acidifier on your blueberries? I'm not gonna proclaim to be an expert because I told you I only have the ones from last year that I kept in the pot that they gave me that I was afraid to up pot, and I'm glad I left them in there because I didn't know. And now I'm gonna watch these, and when it warms up, I'll up pot the other ones because these seem to be doing great with that soil acidifier that I bought. So, and I use a soil acidifier, I use pine bark, and I use compost. Those were the three. And I used a lot of pine bark. A lot. You know, I have a video on it. I planted them outside. Miss Shirley, my flowers like rhododendron and hydrangeas love soil acidifier too. That's the type of, yeah. It has those on there. It has those two plants on there. Broke Farmer, I only use soil acidifier early spring. So y'all got your answer. So I wanted to give you all an update because we had the wig going on and I didn't do an update for wig 2024. But these are all of my winter indoor gardening stuff. Today I'm going to upplant this. And it's busting out the pot. I got to upplant it. I went to one of my favorite stores, the R to the O to the S's store. And look at that. I don't have a choice but to take these out. So I bought a pot from that store, and I'm going to up pot these. If you see turmeric or you see ginger with these, let me try to get this close. See how it's green in there? You see any green on those, especially ginger, because ginger is super expensive now. Get it. You're going to put it in the soil. It's not going to look like it's doing anything for months. Because I was giving up on this, and this thing don't look too good because I didn't water it properly. And it needs to be up potted. It's root bound. Get it, because I was like, I spent $6 on a ginger root yesterday. So if I can grow these, and I got a big old pot. Y'all give me 1 second. This is what I'm going to transfer it to. It's flat. And it's heavy. You put it on the ground before I hurt my back. Last thing a gardener wants is a hurt back. So that's gonna look like ginger is gonna look like it ain't doing nothing. Leave it there. Leave it there forever. Just keep watering it, and eventually you're gonna see sprigs coming up out of the soil. Because I was like, man, it's not coming. But I just kept on watering it. Yeah, that pot is heavy too. I was going to buy the smaller one, but then I was like, I don't want to do this again. And I want a bunch of ginger. And this thing is taking over this pot. This has been in here about 6 months, I think. Once they start growing, though, they just grow. They just keep growing. So I'm gonna put it in there, and then I won't have to buy any more ginger. All I need to do is get another grow light for that little space right there where it's gonna be. That's all that's gonna be there. I haven't had any luck with turmeric yet, but I'm gonna keep trying on that. Beauty to beauty. I'm trying ginger and turmeric, but curious about burdock. Burdock has a deep taproot. So you need a pot that is not flat like that. Burdock. Everybody I've seen that grown burdock, because I haven't grown burdock yet. Everybody I've seen that has grown burdock had a tall planter, because burdock's root goes down, kind of like a carrot, except way bigger. So if you're growing burdock, make sure you get something not flat, but tall. That's what I know about burdock, because I think I grew it one time and then I accidentally didn't water it and it was gone. I might try it again. Burdock is a carrier herb. I know about herbs. I have burdock in the house, but it's dried burdock. I have burdock, I have yellow dock. Man, I have a bunch of herbs in this house, because I don't want to talk about it. Herbs work sometimes, a lot of times, but that's just my opinion. Let's see. Growing what I eat. I add soil acidifier twice a year, spring and fall. So y'all got that, because I'm a newbie, so I'm not going to pretend to know. G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden, and that was by Growing What I Eat. G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden. That pot was huge. Yeah, it was. Beauty to beauty. I'm trying ginger and turmeric, but curious about burdock. I just told you what little I know about burdock. Gardening is great. Okay, growing what I eat, sort of like how I do with lemon and lime trees. Okay. Passionately intrigued, arts and more. How often should you water ginger and turmeric? Not too much. I water them, I think, once a week. I wait till the soil dries out, and it's not dry right now, because you don't want it to be damp. You want it not to dry out. So just like I'd water this just like I'd water my house plants. My house plants don't get watered maybe once a week. When their soil is dry, that's when I water them. And you should do that with all of your plants. Never let them dry out too much, and you also don't want to water them too much. So you put your finger in there, right? And you check, and if it's damp in there, just leave it alone. Let's see. Let's see. That's my art. Wow. With the right setup, you can grow almost anywhere inside. Yeah. A lot of people make you think you got to have a yard and you got to do this. You get a little Walmart stand they're going up in price, because I guess they caught on that people are using them for different things, because they used to be super cheap. Get a little Walmart stand, and you get you some shop lights, and you are done. I think under $100, well under $100 for both. Tracy, let me see. Wait a minute, I missed somebody. Just grow with me. I did good with growing my ginger, but I failed to harvest. I had failed on harvesting. You don't have to harvest. So from what I've seen, because this is my second time growing ginger, because the other ones I put in the yard, and that was a big mistake. They looked like this. I put them in the yard, and then they just disappeared in that clay soil. The clay soil just ate them. Maybe they sank to the bottom of, I don't know, oblivion, because they're not there anymore. So I'm not going to put this one in and put them in the pot, and I'm keeping them in the house. From what I saw, people have had ginger in their house, and all they do is when they need a piece of ginger, they just move the soil aside, break off a little piece, what they need, and cover it back up and let the ginger continue to grow. They don't harvest it all. They just let it keep on growing. And that's what we should do with almost all of our plants. If the plant is not an annual or a biennial, an annual is a plant that lives 1 year, and a biennial is a plant that lives 2 years, like kale, where you live about 2 years and then it'll go to seed. It won't be any, it'll be gone. But there are a lot of plants that are perennials out there. And even on the seed packets, they'll say that a plant is an annual, like tomatoes and peppers, and they're not. They're perennials. The reason why they go away is because of the weather. So let's see. How often? Let's see. I want to ask Tracy Rhythmic Life. I want to ask. I'm having had. I haven't had any germination on my spring seedlings yet after the second planting. I'm assuming because they need heat. I do have them on a heat pad, but the area is not heated indoors. They're dormant. They're not gone. They're not gone. I'm going to tell you why I know this. Over the years, if a seed does not come up, just like I said, the poblano, the Scotch bonnet, and the habanero, and the California Wonder in this little area didn't come up. They're all peppers, and none of them. Well, 1, 2 showed up, and I know I planted way more than that. They're not showing up because the seed is still dormant. Once the heat of summer and spring hit, they're gonna pop up. So what I used to do is say it's not coming up, and then I take that soil, right, reuse it, and plant something else. And then I got all these weird seedlings coming up, and I didn't know what they were until they got their secondary leaves. So I recommend that you just you just hold on. Change is coming. You can replant if you want, but I just said that happened to me. Very same thing. The tomatoes came up. The eggplant came up. My bell pepper, and by the way, peppers take a long time to come up. Peppers take a long time to come up, whether it's warm or not. You ain't gonna see nothing for about 2 weeks with peppers. They'll tell you that on the packet. You're not 14 days, and if it's cold, it's gonna take longer than that. So if it's still in an unheated area, the seeds are still dormant, but the seeds are most likely still good. You can plant it again if you want to, but if you use that same soil, you're gonna have a bunch of random seedlings coming up. Just go ahead and plant them. You'll figure it out. You know how many times I went into my yard and not knowing what a thing was until it hit maturity, and I'm like, oh, that's cauliflower. I got some out there right now. I was like, oh, I know what that is now. You know how plants are similar to people. You stick around long enough and wait, they'll show you who they are. They always do. Just wait. Pay attention. So if it's unheated, they're probably still dormant. D&D Garden, thank you. There you are. I got your present. Thank you so much. I just talked about you. I needed this one. This one is bigger than the ones I had. I had some. I had the little ones. I needed this because my table stay a mess. I thank you so much. D&D Garden, I'm late, but you're very welcome. I saw you doing the seed snail on your table and knew you needed one. Water was everywhere. It was everywhere. Growing what I eat. Yeah, gardening is great, especially in containers. The rain dilutes the acidifier out. That's right. Leaching. And by leaching, I mean if you have potted plants, you're going to have to keep on putting nutrients in, even in the garden. If it rains or if you water, especially if you water, rain brings down some nitrogen. You're going to get some nitrogen from the rain, but man, you're going to get some of the wrong stuff from your hose. And you have to replace that stuff, or your stuff is going to slow down, or it may pass away on you. Yes, the rain dilutes the acidifier out, and rain also dilutes the nutrients in potted plants and in the garden sometimes. So you hear people all the time saying, I'm out there fertilizing my garden. And the reason why they do it is because that stuff, it just if whatever the plant doesn't get, it just keeps on sinking. Especially in this clay soil, stuff just disappears. Let's see. Consciously living. How you doing? Tracy Rhythmic says thanks. G Mama Grows Heart in the Garden. I've been waiting forever for my Havana peppers to germinate, and they finally have. Yeah, they take a long time, and they need warmth. They're like, I ain't ready yet. I ain't ready. I'm gonna come up when I want to come up. Peppers will not come up, but it doesn't mean your seed's bad. It doesn't mean, and if you give up and you just say, forget about it, and you put that pot in a place, and all of a sudden you look over and you see little green things popping up, and you don't know what it is. It's the peppers. They're coming back up. They're coming up. They're ready. They're ready when they're ready. Gardening is great. I have winter plants growing in my greenhouse. It's too cold here. We're getting a cold spell. It's going to be 32 or below here. So everything that is not in the ground, I just had some mung beans that froze out there because I was, thinking it was summer in, because it was about 80 degrees here. But at this time of year in my zone, I'm in zone 9A, Texas, Central Texas, the weather will go up to 80 and then it'll drop below freezing. So you got to be careful. And it'll drop below freezing. You won't expect it. Just like my little mung beans that went out there, they was all shriveled up. I'm trying to nurse them back to health because I don't want to start over. Let's see. Psalms 146. Oh, she just saying, huh? So we went through a lot. Does anybody have any questions in reference to this stand? I have a video on putting the stand together and putting the grow lights on here. Not hard. I was just procrastinating because I didn't want to do it. But I think it was about a year ago I did this. And then I did this one off camera because once you do it once, you don't need to see it again. But I think this one I got from the online. And this one I got from Wally World. And it was on sale. Both of them were on sale when I bought them. They were both marked down. So if you see them and they're over, like that one, if that's over, like right now, they're asking for about $50, $60, you could probably find it. Check other places because you could find it for less than that. And the lights, the grow lights, way cheaper than those horticulture grow lights that they're talking about. These are just shop lights. And all they are, and they come with the chain, and they come 3 to a pack. 3 to a pack. Yep. And if you don't have those, you see these little ones down here? That's what I have over my what are they? Blueberries. The finicky blueberries. I use everything I can, and I try to stay within my budget because you could go broke being a gardener. Shouldn't be like that, but sometime it is. Tracy's Rhythmic Life. Yep, some of here, the same here in Georgia, zone 8 with the weather. Last week we just had spring weather and now it's back to cold. Yeah, it's coming here too. They're saying that the winter weather may hit all the way down towards Corpus, which is Corpus, Brownsville. That's basically Mexico. That's the southernmost part of Texas, which is weird because I was gonna move down there because I was like, I ain't going north. I'm going down south, but it gets cold there too. Consciously Living says zone 6A just got a bunch of snow. Oh man, I know my mom probably got it. They're used to it though. They don't even talk about it. I'm like, how is the weather? Oh, it snowed here the other day. It's no big deal. If it snows here in Austin area, big problem. Psalms 146, Home and Garden. You can also find stands for real cheap when the store is going out of business. I saw some for only $20 a few weeks ago, but someone else had already claimed them before we got there. You're right. And I've seen them also at Goodwill and the Salvation Army. Miss Shirley OG Garden, single digits all next week in Ohio. Woo, we're going to be here. We ain't going to be in single digits, hopefully. Hopefully, I got to set up my heater in that greenhouse again because all of my tropical plants are in there. All of my aloe vera, all of my bell peppers that I overwintered. What else did I aloe vera, bell peppers, Barbados cherries, lemon, lime trees, orange trees. What else do I have in there? Avocado trees, mango trees. Everything is in there. And I left the extension cord outside. I'm gonna plug it back up, and I'm gonna run a heater in there. I always do. I know y'all might say it's fire hazard, but my structure is not. Mine is not. It doesn't move with the wind. It has those hard panels on it. Doris Owens, hi y'all. How's everyone? How you doing, Doris? We're just going over seedlings. Let me take a drink of coffee. And how you can grow your stuff indoors. I told you all I had soursop. People are wondering how I grow soursop. First of all, I didn't grow it from seed. I purchased some from eBay, because I'm gonna tell you exactly where I got some of them from. One, I got 3 different ones, and they're all from 3 different places. One from eBay, one from Etsy, and the last one was from Amazon. The cheapest one I got was about $30, and it was from Amazon, and it's still alive. But they never go outside. They're in pots, and all I do is up pot them. One of them is in a 55-gallon laundry tub, and that's how all of them are going to end up once they get big enough. I have another one right now that I will replant in summer, because I'm not going to do it out there. I'm not going to take my tropical plant outside in this cold and replant it. I just wait till the summertime, and it's never going to go outside. Never. The maximum that'll happen is that I'll put it in the greenhouse. And then I was thinking today that my greenhouse is not big enough. So I'm thinking about getting a bigger greenhouse. Keeping the one I have, but getting a bigger one and putting it somewhere. Problem is, I don't want to spend a bunch of money, so I don't have to search again. Search is on. Growing What I Eat is the one who helped me last time, because I was like, I was saving money, and just, it was almost winter. I finally had to ask for help. I was like, if anybody knows where to get a greenhouse that's not gonna break my budget, can you let me know, please? And then he helped me out, because shoot, I didn't even think that Walmart doesn't have those on the floor. And I didn't even think about it. I was like, Wally World? I didn't know they had greenhouses. You go online, and sure enough, they're there. So I got one of them. I wonder if I can get the same company's greenhouse, because that greenhouse is not bad. It's not the best, but I wonder if I get the same company's greenhouse, just a bigger one, a longer one. We'll see. GT Junior grows in Alaska. I was just talking about you, and this is the winter indoor gardening stuff. Some of it I started before we did the challenge, like these papaya trees, but a lot of it I started during the challenge. These don't count because these were tissue culture, so they don't count. The figs don't count, but a lot of them, all the rest were started from seed in the house. Yep. All different methods. So I've been talking, WIG 2024, hashtag WIG 2024. This is my update. I know I didn't follow instructions. I know you put out a video and said for me to do an update, but I didn't do it. I just didn't do it. All right, I'm doing it now. Everything is small, but it's here. So that counts for a lot. And I have white flies. No, these are gnats. I'm gonna have to get some more mosquito bits and put in there. Every year it's the same thing. You know what it comes from, right? The soil, the compost I'm using. It get me every year, and you gotta nip it in the bud or you won't be able to breathe in your house. It'll get bad. I got a lot of plants in here. Last year I had to go through, I have a lot of plants. I had to go through and water everything with mosquito bits, water. I'm going to do it again because they're back. It must have been that new bag I used, because it's a new problem. This wasn't happening a few days ago. I just What did I replant? Anyway, we'll get to it. We'll get it done. Oh God. If you're a gardener, you're gonna have mosquito, what are those? Gnats. Oh God. And they get bad. So you gotta nip it in the bud. Tracy's really nice. Y'all, this gardening thing hits different when you start from seed. I kind of see why folks buy start plants. I'm learning to be patient. Yeah, it saves you a lot of money too. All you do is remember to water it. Don't forget about it totally. Plants don't like too much attention, by the way. You water them too much and they get, what is it? They dampen off on you. You don't want to overwater. But you do want to check every day to make sure they're not dried out. And you want to see if you have anything like this in the shade that needs to go to the light. Because once they sprout, you got to move them over. You should move them over to the light. You're going to have some leggy plants. If you forget them in the shaded area, so if I had something on this bottom things, all of the plants would just start growing this way. And they get super leggy. The only plant that I see, well, most plants can recover from being leggy. You just have to be careful because I've had kale that was leggy. But some plants won't make it if they're leggy. If you have tomatoes and they're leggy, then you could, let me tell you about the tomatoes. Tomatoes are interesting. Let me get a good one. If I could find one. All right. I want no water on me. It's dripping. By the way, I bottom water too. Put mosquito nets down there. I got to buy some more because I ran out. Fungus gnats. Yeah, that's what they are. So there are little fur things on your tomatoes. If you bury them deeper, if they're leggy, just bury them deep and those little furry things will turn into roots. If you have leggy tomatoes, that's what you do. And you get leggy tomatoes when you don't put your stuff under the proper light. So all that fuzz on the sides, if you bury it, that fuzz will turn into a root. As a matter of fact, if you have a tomato plant, let's see if I can find a big one. Here's a big one. Now, I don't know how you survive, honey, but you're here, and I love you just the same. So if you have a tomato plant like this one, right? I'm getting my table dirty. And it has 2 branches on it. You can cut this one off, put it in a jar of water, and root it. And you'll have 2 tomato plants. I think this is a purple tomato. That's why I kept it. I only got like 20 of those seeds. So right there, if I cut that stem off and put it in some water, it'll root. It will root because tomatoes they're easy to grow. And I'll have 2 or 3. You can make a whole bunch. You could do cuttings off a tomato. So if you go to this big box store, you spend $5 or more on a seedling. Oh, where's my trash can? Excuse me. Just a minute. Got trash all over the place. If you spend $5 or more on a seedling, try to get one that has multiple branches. And then just tomatoes, that is. I'm only vouching for tomatoes. Snip, put those 2 stems into some water and it'll get roots. Even if you put it in soil, same thing. Some people say with the just like sweet potatoes, I just stick my sweet potato in some soil. Some people put it in a jar of water. Same results. If you Pastor the PIA is talking about those darn fungus gnats are irritating. They get bad. I got them order it as soon as I get offline here. I'm gonna order some mosquito bits and start controlling these jokers. I have some mosquito dunks. I'm gonna chop those up and put them in some water like this. Put them in one of these containers. Make sure I don't spill that because there is water in there. And I'm gonna start watering with it. That's how you get it. You get rid of their babies so that they don't become adults. That's how you get rid of them. You water it with that stuff. Anyway, what was I saying? Tomatoes. If you go to the supermarket and you get a tomato plant that is expensive, right? Just get one that has different stems on it. Chop those off. Put them in some water. Wait for it to root. or plant it, or chop it, put it in some soil, and it will most likely will root. I like to see it in water because then you can see the progression. You can see if it's growing or not. It's not 100%, but it works most of the time. Doris Owens. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. Jamerica, if you got boiling water and put on your soil, the gnats are not as bad. I don't want to burn up my roots though. So I'd rather do the mosquito bits. Let's see. Doris Owens. Oh, Jamerica, thank you for further fertilizing tips. Fish emulsion is working. What's a good fig tree to purchase? Which ones do I have? Chicago Hardy Fig. They're all good. I got the Chicago Hardy Fig. That's the biggest one I have. I heard that the LSU Gold is awesome. So I bought this one, and I have some bigger ones outside. And then here's some more Chicago Hardy Fig. So you know I'm a believer, right? What other ones do I have? I can't remember. A good person to watch for figs is going to be, I think GT Jr. grows it at Alaska. Make sure I said your name right. GT Jr. grows at Alaska. Go and watch his. He has a thing on figs. I saw his video on figs. So he has a whole bunch of the varieties. And I'm sure if you comment on one of his videos, he will give you the answer of which one he thinks is best. Because I only have, I think, 4 different types of figs. And my LSU Gold is not producing yet, so I can't tell you how good it is. Let's see. Doris Owen. Hey, Old Jamerica, thanks for the fertilizer tip. Okay. Broke Farnia said hello to GT. That's my art. Will it work for determinate or indeterminate tomatoes? Oh, indeterminate. Determinate, you can do that with indeterminate. If you can do that with determinate tomatoes, but know that determinate tomatoes only produce fruit once. Indeterminate continue to produce fruit throughout the season. So I don't grow determinate tomatoes, but I'm pretty sure that they're all the same. I'm pretty sure that they're all perennials. Just know that it's only going to produce one time a season, and it's done. It's one and done. If anybody else can answer that with determinate, but indeterminate, I cut the little stems off, and I found, let me see, there was another one this lady told me about. It's Virginia sweet tomato seeds. I got 25 of them. So we'll see. And that is an heirloom seed. It's called Virginia Sweet. And they said that this lady said that this is the best tomatoes she has ever had. And then I looked up another indeterminate one, and this is tomato, big beef tomato. So, and then this is what irritates me. Sometimes I lose the label for this. So this is either a pepper or, it's most likely a pepper or a tomato seed. And I don't know what it is. And I know I bought it because the plastic looks different. This is not my plastic. And it has staple holes in it. Man, I'm ticked off about that. I don't know what that seed is. So that is going to be a surprise. And apparently it's a heirloom seed because there's not many in there. That's how much they give you now. When you're buying stuff from some of these sellers that have specific tomato plants that nobody else has, you ain't gonna get a bunch. However, you only need 1 or 2 to grow, and then you'll have plenty of seeds. You harvest your own seeds, and you don't have to order them anymore. Glad to know about the mosquito bits. I have some. I was wondering if I could use them inside. Yep, put them in your pitcher, soak them. If you can, soak them overnight and water your plants with it. And it will get rid of the larvae. That's what you want to get. The big ones that are flying around, you just got to deal with them. They don't live very long anyway. It's just that you want to get rid of, what is it? I ain't going to sing that Bob Marley song. You want to get them before they grow. So you get them. You put it in you can put it in your water in the bottom of your tray, which I have done. I put mosquito dunks in the bottom of the tray, but now that I'm looking over here, I see some over here. Did I put, this is a new tray. Maybe I'm gonna start bottom watering this one. And I'll put some mosquito dunks in there also. And then I'll water with mosquito bits and just try to get rid of them. It worked last year. Got rid of them. I didn't see not one in here after a while. Not one little annoying fungus gnat. All right. Sylviard Garden Adventure. How you doing? Those look like peppers to me. I hope that I don't know what they are. But what? Look, there's a little staple mark in there, so I know I bought them, but I don't know what they are because I lost the label. As soon as you get your seeds in, if they come in like this, right, just get a marker and mark it on the packet because then you're going to be irritated like I am right now. I'll figure it out. I'm going to plant it and then I'll find out what it is. I'll plant about 4 or 5 of these seeds because there's not many of them. And if I make a mistake with them or something catastrophic happens to these things, I'll just have more to plant. And then maybe I'll know. Maybe cherry tomatoes? No, I don't buy cherry tomatoes from there. I get those from the Dollar Tree. I went there yesterday. Talking about seeds. They used to be $4 for $1. Now they're $4 for $1.25. But that's way cheaper than buying them. These are rare seeds. These are seeds that I can't find anywhere. That's when I paid $3, $4 for a little itty bitty pack. How many seeds are in here? 30 seeds. That's it. They don't give you a bunch. You'd be like, 30 seeds, but that's 30 plants. Versus, what is it, tomatoes? Versus this. Make sure I ain't got nothing wet here. You see what I mean? This is only one set. Now, I know that people have more seeds than me. I know, but I'm a seedaholic. Here's some cherry tomatoes. And these grow. That's the ones I have are from this. And they give you about, there's nothing in here. They give you about 20, 30 seeds. Here they are. These are old. That's because they're $4 for $1. Now they're $4 for $1.25. These are last year's. So, I mean, go to the Dollar Tree and get your seeds. Even I went to Wally World. They got a whole wall full of seeds there. They have 1 million seeds there. And they finally put the other stuff out. I'm starting to wonder. So, let's see. I bought a marker from Amazon. It was TGW. Best thing. I don't know what TGW means. Sorry. Sylviard. Yes, just grows. I'm having one too. Best purchase I could have made. Wait a minute. What? Oh, a marker. I have markers, but I just didn't use it. I have markers, and I use grease markers. Here's my grease marker. This is a grease marker. I see that a lot of people are having problems with their tags and, a label maker. That's nice. The difference between a label maker and this, though, is I have this marker, right? And say I write something on there, right? I'm just going to scribble on there, right? This does not come off easy unless I want to reuse it. Then I just take my thumb and rub it off, and I can use this again with a grease pencil. They're cheap, too. Real cheap. Well, right now, you better get them because they made in, in that country that write different than us. You better get them quick. Let's see. Consciously Living. I found some grease markers at Wally World. Okay. They have them? Okay. I'm going to go look there because I only bought one. I bought it on Amazon. And I only got like 12 of them. And I want to keep more than that because these things come in handy. They don't wash off in the rain. The marking will not wash off in the rain. You remember these gardeners I've seen? Oh my God, the rain came and I don't know what this is. For me, it's no big deal because I don't know what my stuff is anyway half the time. Until they grow up. I'm like, oh, that's broccoli. One day, I hope I don't poison myself thinking that, you know, it's Swiss chard or something and it's something else. The Swiss chard sister that is super poisonous, because then I'll be in trouble. Let's see. Passionately Intrigued Arts and More. Have you seen the premium seeds at Dollar Tree? 2 for $20. Yes, I have. Not at my Dollar Tree. My Dollar Tree has very little seeds. Either they didn't put them out. They put them out late, and when they did put them out, they didn't put out very many. But I went to another one. Where was I? Where was I? Can't remember. I think Bastrop. I might have been in Bastrop, which is east of Austin. And they had a whole bunch. So did Lockhart. You can tell them on South Austin side, huh? So did Lockhart. Lockhart had a lot of stuff. Lockhart had a lot of stuff that other places didn't have. So every Dollar Tree you go to is different, because I've seen people on their channel and their setup was way better than ours. I was like, my Dollar Tree is lacking. They're messing up. But I went there yesterday because they were close, and I picked up about, I already filed them away. I picked up about 20 packs of seeds, because I ain't gonna find it no cheaper than that. So I have triplicates, or I have a whole bunch of duplicates of seeds. More than duplicates. I have a bunch of seeds. The same type of seeds. I don't have the rare seeds like these, like this Texas Golden that I got from Baker Creek. Now I only have one of those, because they don't sell stuff like this. When you want the special stuff, well, you're gonna have to pay for it. And I didn't plant her yet, but I will. So if you want special stuff, you're gonna pay. Like this one, these blackberries, that's the ones that I planted. They haven't come up yet, but I have hope. You just go ahead and have to pay for the stuff that you really want. This is the bitter melon. I didn't eat the melon. I use the leaves as tea. We call it Cersei tea. It cleans you out. We call it clean out. Tastes horrible. Tastes like poison. But it gets rid of any, if you eat, I'm not a doctor. It helps. Let me just put it that way. We call it clean out. Let's see. I use plant Sharpie. Okay, I use the Sharpie. I hope they don't fade. This will be my first time trying them. I use the Sharpie, but then I can't reuse the tag. So once you put a Sharpie on, that's it. They're permanent. That's permanent marker. With that grease pencil, it'll stay on until you basically wipe it off, and then you can reuse the tag. I don't like rebuying stuff. Can y'all tell? Let's see. That's my art. I wonder if dark crayon would work. Grease pencil is a crayon, so it probably will. I use paint Sharpie also. Let's see. Diary of a Plant Girl. I found your channel and I'm in love with your personality. Oh, thank you. I'm just starting my garden now, and I will make a lot. I will make a lot of mistakes. However, watching beautiful women like you is amazing. Thank you. Well, let me tell you, it ain't hard. It ain't hard. It's not hard at all. Once you start planting stuff, especially from seed or from grocery stores, you're going to say, why am I paying 89 cents for one bell pepper? It just makes you angry. You're saying these people are being ripped off. I planted enough bell peppers. I haven't bought a bell pepper in at least 2 years. Yes, I did. I bought one. I did buy some bell peppers. However, the reason why I bought them is because they were different colored bell peppers and I wanted their seeds. You could taste seeds from grocery store fruit or vegetables. I was like, oh, those are some nice bell peppers. They're yellow, they're red, they're orange. Oh, I wonder if I can grow that. So I bought it and I harvested the seeds. I recommend y'all try that too, because they make us think that those grocery store seeds are no good, and they work most of the time. I'm starting to find that out more and more. Let's see. How did the color hold up? Fine. Oh, that's broke. Welcome, many blessings. Broke Farmer Sylvia until plants fruit. Thank you. Diary of a. Wait a minute. I said your name wrong. Diary of a Fat Girl. And it's not with an F. It's PHATT. What did he say? Pretty. I don't know. I'm not going to say it. It came from a movie. Karen Colson. Hello, everyone. How you doing? Welcome. Sylvia's Garden. Let's sit straight. My mom, my back. Sylvia's Garden Adventure. That's how I got my red, yellow, orange seeds from the ones good. Thank you, Sylvia. Oh, I'm so excited. I got to plant them. They're on the table drying out. Consciously Living. I have a question about turmeric. I got some from the grocery store. They started to sprout green, so I planted the whole thing covering the green. It should be fine. All I do is I leave out a little bit so I can see the top of it. But I don't think there's anything planted. As long as you don't plant it too deep, you should be good. Pretty hot and tempting, Sylvia. That's what it was. I couldn't get it right. That's how you spell her name. It's part of her name, and it's all one word. Diary of a Fat Girl, which is pretty hot and tempting. And there's another T on there. Laugh out loud. That's why I laugh. I like what you said. Consciously Living, pretty hot and tempting. Everybody's commenting. All right. Karen Colson. I save about every seed I come across and plant it. Plant it. Some seeds, some seeds you have to plant as soon as you get. I think that soursop is, if you want a soursop seed to grow, as soon as you get that seed, do not let it dry out. And there's another one called sweet sop. I know it's sweet sop. You plant those things fresh. I don't know what it is about it drying out, but it doesn't germinate as well. Plant them. I know that sweet sop will germinate if you plant it fresh because I did it. And then I made a mistake and put it on the side of the garage. I went on vacation and they passed away from the Texas heat. I should have bring them in the house because now I don't know when I'm going to get back to Jamaica to get any sweet sop. Sweet sop and soursop are sister plants. Sweet sop just has a different taste. Soursop is a little tangy. Sweet sop is just kind of like a custard. But if you get a hold of a soursop, as soon as you get that seed fresh, plant it. Plant them. Don't let them dry out. I'm warning you. Let's see. 70 plus gardener. Good morning, everyone. 70 plus gardener enjoying the live. Psalms 146 blessings. Welcome, 70 plus gardener. Welcome to the channel. Passionately Intrigued Art is just saying hello. Doris Owens saying something to Sylvia. That's my art. I can't get my store-bought poblano peppers to germinate. I'm not getting the ones that I paid for to germinate. I think it's because of the weather. They might haven't come up either. And mine are from Baker Creek, and you know that's a good company. Where are they? I usually keep my seeds here. Yeah, my poblano have not come up, and they're not from the grocery store. They're from my packets. They came up last year, but I think my poblano, my Scotch bonnet, and my California Wonder are taking a while to come up, and I think it's because of the heat. I keep my house warm, but I guess like some of them like heat. Like okra, my okra hasn't come up. Okra has to have heat. Has to. Let's see. So don't give up on it. Passionately Intrigued Arts, hello. Doris Owens. Sylvia Garden Adventure. Do those peppers taste good? They're the same thing. They make us think that if you plant something from the grocery store, it's not going to be the same plant. And it might not be. But it's going to be close. It's not going to be exactly the same like avocado seeds. They say, yeah, you might get avocados, but you ain't going to get the same avocado. You know what I'll get? An avocado. It might have a big seed, it might have a small seed, but it'll still be an avocado. Not, you know, I'm not looking for perfection. Just like every human being is different, every plant's going to be different. So, another thing they say that if you have, like I have those lime trees back there that have seeds in them. They have a lot of seeds in them, by the way. If I plant, I bought some blood orange. If I take, my blood orange is not going to ground, by the way, because I just found them. I went to the seed store that you paid into, and they had them for $30. Actually, all of the trees have went down in price. Last year they were running $50. This year, $35. I went to the blue box store and it was $15 cheaper. They went down, so maybe the seedlings will go down also, because they were ripping people off. $50. I went to the seed store that you paid, and I got my blood orange. Somebody hid them behind all of the other fruit trees. They left all the grapefruit there. You know, I don't want no grapefruit. Fruit. I got stuck. It's like I was in the jungle. And it had to be a store employee. The blood oranges were behind the Hamlin oranges. I already have Hamlin oranges. I have one in the greenhouse. But if you take one of your, let's say if I take the blood orange tree pot, because I'm going to put it in one of those 55-gallon wash tubs, and I move it over there close to those fruiting lime trees that I have right now, if they cross-pollinate, even though the blood orange that they have, that because it's a hybrid, even though the blood orange that I bought does not have seeds, is not supposed to have seeds, if it cross-pollinates with those lime trees that do have seeds, I'll get seeds in the blood orange. Won't be a pure blood orange, but it probably will be a blood orange or a hybrid. That's a hybrid anyway, because those trees used to have seeds in them. They bred it out of them. But if you have a tree that has seeds in it, and you put a tree that does not, and I just found this out, you put a tree that does not have seeds, a citrus tree that does not have seeds, if those two cross-pollinates, you most likely will get some seeds eventually on some of your fruit or all of your fruit. Let's see. Gardening is great. Excuse me. I must push it to earlier. I don't know what you're talking about. Karen, I took 10 seeds for me to get one lemon tree. Yeah, they don't germinate as well. But if you get one, that's going to save you about, what, $35? It only takes a couple of years for it to grow. Broke said his took about 3 years and he started fruiting. Gardening is great. Excuse me, my mistake. Pushed to earlier. Okay. Sylvia's garden adventure. Karen will be waiting forever to get lemons. If you get some. I have a tree that's 5 years old from seed and nothing. Do you have a cross-pollinator? Do you have two of them? Diary of a Fat Girl. I'm living in Los Angeles. How do I find out what zone I'm in? Go to Google and type in your thing, and they'll give you your grow zone. R&R Gardening said, hello. How are you doing, Riri's Garden? R-I-R-I''S. Riri's Garden. How you doing? Welcome. Golden time of the day. How are you doing? I hope they are going down. Let me see. I got to purchase a new lemon. My tree didn't make it, even though I bought it in. Lemon? Really? You brought it in and it didn't make it. I'm in zone 9. So most of my lemons are in the ground, which was a mistake because it gets cold here. I got to cover them up, as a matter of fact. They're hard to, I've only lost 2 citrus trees, but I'm in zone 9 and everybody's situation is different. Diary of a Fat Girl. Google has me confused. Well, about what? Riri's Garden said, hello. Sylvia's Garden said, Google your zip code for grow zone. Yes. Diary of a Fat Girl. Google. Yes, just type it into your search bar on your phone, your internet, and if you MSN, whatever you have, just whatever search engine you have, type in your say grow zone 4 and put your zip code, and it should pop up. Uh-oh. What happened? Get over here. Um am I frozen, guys? No. This computer. Sylvia is gonna. If I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat. Will my Meyer lemon tree pollinate from a seed tree? From what I hear, yes. If you have a seed citrus tree growing near your lemon tree that does not have seeds, you most likely will get seeds in your fruit. Some people don't want seeds. Gardening is great. You have to go back in the notes and see what I was talking about. I can't because I don't know how. If you want, I can't. Then I'll listen. I'll miss the rest of the chat. You just have to forgive me. I'm so sorry. I got to get a better computer. I wanted to get a Mac, but I'm a cheapskate, so I'm gonna have to go and get it. Let's see, one with the touch screen because I'm used to touching the screen and scrolling. Glizzy Gitsley Giz. Hi, first time catching a live. I'm in zone 8A and I lost my pineapple. I lost my pineapple too. The one that I finally found a pineapple that didn't have that thing through the middle of it, and I planted it and it grew, and the winter took it out. I put it over there and I forgot about it. And then when I saw it, it was done. It was done. It happens to all of us. If you have a lot of plants, you just can't keep up with all of them sometimes. Okay, I got it. Diary of a Fat Girl. Tracy Rhythmics Life said no. Diary of a Fat Girl said thank you to everybody here because everybody knows your name now. You want to know it? What is it? Where everybody knows your name. Karen Colson. Golden time. I've learned you can't water it too much. Yep. Or you'll get dampening off and you'll get white flies and you'll get, well, gnats come from contaminated soil. Psalms 146, welcome and blessing to Glizzy Gliz. Janet Potter, how are you doing? I planted my lemon from seed, potted it close to my neighbor's tangerine tree. Uh-oh. That tangerine tree gonna have some seeds. She's gonna say, why is my fruit always all of a sudden getting seeds? Because tangerine trees that they buy from the store ain't got no seeds in it, most likely. But if you put your thing next to it, it's gonna get seeds. Gardening is great. Okay, Nino and Lo, how are you doing? We are all trying out here with these computers. Yeah, I was on a computer all my life. They made me do it when I started on computers in 1987. That was when they had the big old floppy disks. But I forgot some stuff because I don't know how to scroll up and down. That's important. Janet's adventure. Janet, are you getting lemons? Broke says, hey, if she's getting flowers, it's going to mess with their tangerine tree. All it needs, flowers is going to give you fruit, of course. But if it has flowers and the bee goes from her flower to their flower, it's a hybrid, and their tangerine tree is going to cross-pollinate. They're both going to cross-pollinate. Their tangerine tree may get fruit. Probably will. This is a bad joke, huh? Karen Colson, hey, bro. Doris Owens. The store told me that my improved Myers lemon tree was self-pollinated. So do I still, if you want more fruit, you'll get fruit if you have one tree, but you'll get more fruit if you get two. I always try to buy two of everything, even if it says it's self-pollinating. And it doesn't matter, like pears, example, pecan trees. There's two types of pecans. You have to get one of each type. Almond trees the same way. So I thought that if I bought two pecan trees, right? of the same pecan tree, both type 2, that they will cross pollinate? No. You need one from type 1 and one from type 2, because it has to be a different type of tree. It can't be the same tree. Can't be sisters, it has to be cousins. My Bartlett pear, I think my flowering pear pollinated my Bartlett pear because nothing else was flowering. And you want something that's going to flower at the same time. The same thing with almonds. I had to buy 2 different types of trees. If you go on something like Willis Orchard, they'll tell you. You have to have 2 separate. If you read they'll give you a description, because some places they tell you these things, but they don't tell you that you need things that you have to know in order to get fruit. If you go on something like Willis Orchard, which is where I buy most of my trees from, or a lot of my bare roots trees from, if you look into the description of some of those trees, they'll tell you it has to be cross-pollinated, and it'll tell you what is best to cross-pollinate with. Now, citrus, you'll get some fruit, but I always plant citrus in 2s, always. And I have a whole bunch of them. I have more than 2. And I have some that have been in the ground for about 10 years. And if you don't fertilize like you're supposed to, what'll happen is you'll have one that is huge because it's taking all the nutrients, and then you'll have 2 dwarfs next to it because they're not getting anything. That big one is taking up all the nutrients. So I'm gonna go out there after this next freeze, I'm gonna fertilize all 3 of them and see what happens. Let's see. I want seeds from all my citrus and any fruits. Yeah, but they're making them without seeds now. So, Miss Shirley Garden, in my basement, tropicals have been neglected because I can't go down the stairs. Check the first time Wednesday. Everything is fine. See? Hey, as long as you set it up right, you should be good to go. That's my art. Don't forget to hit the like. Nino and Lo, I love your singing, especially when you're out in the garden planting. I get into my own little zone and start singing to myself because the birds are singing. It's a happy time. Sun is out most of the time. Most of the time the sun is out. Gardening is great. Miss Shirley, yeah, she had knee surgery, so she is for the better. Because I've seen people suffer with stuff that they could get fixed, and they don't, and they end up, enduring pain for a long time. So hopefully this knee surgery is successful and she recovers quickly. Seems like she is. I hope so. Gardening is great. Yeah, Miss Shirley had knee surgery, so it's bittersweet. It's not like she's gonna stay that way. God willing, she's just recovering from knee surgery. And there's a lot of people who need to see knee surgery or hip surgery, and they don't do it, and they walk around in pain, and it's not good. I think it's better to sometimes fix things, even though nobody wants to undergo that. It's scary always. Gardening is great. You happy? I was in your live, and I was a little worried about them. Miss Shirley OG Garden, Psalms trying to improve each day. Thanks for Diary of a Fat Girl. I just let those who care know I'm in zone 10B. What? I'm jealous. No, I'm not, because it gets hot enough here in zone 9. I don't know what 10. It depends. Depends on what part of the country you're in. If you in Florida, you get that nice. If you're in Florida or even Hawaii for that matter, you get those nice winds that come through. Not here in Texas. This place is, shoot. You can meet Beelzebub himself, and he'll be like, oh no, I'm going back down there because it's cooler down there than it is here. Doris Owens, do you use bone meal, blood meal, and fishy mulching on your citrus? Yes, I do. The bone meal is for the roots and the flowers. Bone meal is for the flowering too. Maybe that'll help with the tree that Sylvia Art was talking about. Bone meal helps with flowering. And then the blood meal is for the leaves, so it can be nice and green. I'm going to have to put some blood meal on these I'm gonna put some bone meal on this too when I plant it. Psalms, blessings. Miss Shirley, thank you. I'm too beautiful to not get better. We know that. Love y'all. Yeah. We just praying for you. Praying for your speedy recovery. Because I know you're a strong woman. As long as, I mean, from what I've seen of people who had hip surgery and knee surgery, because I haven't done it yet, is that if you go ahead and push through it and continue to improve, one lady had hip surgery. I didn't even know she had hip surgery. She was walking around like a 16-year-old. Diary of a Fat Girl. Laugh out loud. I'm in 10B, Los Angeles now. What? Now I have to look up what that means. That means you're warm. That means you could grow tropical fruit. You could grow citrus trees, but you could put them in the ground. Some of us have to pull them in and out of the greenhouse. You could put them in the ground. You could grow mango. You could grow avocado. You grow everything that we wish we could grow. Well, we are trying to grow in our greenhouses, because even though I'm in zone 9, I'm in 9A. I got a freeze coming. I got to go out there and cover them trees up. Zone 10, well, sometimes it gets cold. It's an anomaly when y'all get a cold spurt. But here, every year we get cold. It gets super hot here for a long time. But then we get a freeze for 2 or 3 days, enough to knock down all of our tropical stuff. And then we have to go and try to, bandage them up or replant or drag them in the house, because that's what I do, or in the greenhouse. So you could grow a lot of tropical stuff. As a matter of fact, you plant all your seeds. You don't even plant inside. You go outside and plant your seeds. You can put them in pots. You can put them in little planters like this, but it's warm outside most likely if you're in that zone. And you go ahead and do that. Do it. You could do it. And I mean, it's so many things you could do in that grow zone that we have to wait for or we have to struggle with. So unless you're in a dry place like Arizona, you're in Los Angeles though. So Los Angeles is not, no. I've been to Los Angeles, not for long though. Everybody was skinny there. I didn't feel I felt out of place. Everybody's skinny, looks like a model. I need to leave. I don't want to be here anymore. Y'all are making me self-conscious. Psalms 146. Let's see. I get the pleasure of being able to grow dragon fruit. I have dragon fruit, but it's in my house. I sure do. I have dragon fruit. Bought it last year, but I took it out when we had our first cold snap here in the Austin area. I put it in the house, and I was like, people have seen me on video, and they were like, "Are you supposed to have dragon fruit in the house?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep this dragon fruit in the house, because I ain't gonna let my dragon fruit not dry up. What'll happen is it'll freeze and it'll rot. That's what'll happen." And that's something that has not happened to my dragon fruit, but it's happened to other things. And I know, like my aloe vera, if I leave my aloe vera out, aloe vera is strong too, by the way. It'll freeze on the outside and then it'll rot. And then I'll think that the aloe vera is gone, right? It'll get warm here again. Then I'll see a little green sprout come from the very center. The aloe vera usually comes back. Dragon fruit sounds yummy. So the reason why I'm growing dragon fruit is because the dragon fruit in the store don't have no taste. And I want to know what it really tastes like. So I'm growing it. Gardening. You're so funny, Jamerica. Yeah. My mom is like, "You're a comedian." She didn't like it though. She's like, "It's not funny. Stop making a joke out of it." I was like, okay. Anyway, I think I've went through everything I wanted to go through. I don't think I have everything. I want to say thank you again for my present. That was a welcome surprise, because I was like, where did this come from? And then I saw A gift for you, D&D Gardening. So thank you so much. I appreciate this. And this is something I need and I will use. I thank you guys for being with me. We've been on for a little bit over an hour, and I know you got things to do. Time keeps on ticking. I gotta let my chickens out because they're probably like, "Where is she?" And I'll see you on the next one. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do a video. I'll probably, if I do a video, it will be inside. I try to post every other day, so yeah, it'll have to be inside because it's getting ready to freeze. I thank you guys for your time, and I hope you learned something, and I hope we shared a lot of information here today. So I thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. Take care. Bye.